All right, Brandon, thank you for coming back again.
Thanks for having me.
We first had you here with the medical marijuana benefits, number one, how it cured your back and did all that for you.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was about the strains and what strains you feel are beneficial and all that stuff. Then you hit big on the Tesla stock.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
300,000. We got a lot of comments about that, a lot of emails for you to help them out. I'll put a link in the description. They can get a hold of me, and then I can direct them to you, and then, you know, you can possibly help them out. You know what I mean?
All right.
So today we're going to talk about Modafinil, which you've asked me to do. Modafinil, the brand name is Provigil. It is prescription, so you do need a prescription. It wasn't always like that, but it was, and we'll get into that later. So I'm going to tell you about the benefits that it's done for me, prescribed.
Okay.
And also what it's done for you since you've started taking it.
All right.
So we'll get into it. They call it the Limitless pill. The Bradley Cooper movie called Limitless. And it is pretty close to an extent. You know, you get the euphoria. You get the antidepressant mechanisms out of it. You get motivated, creative. You can comprehend things. I think it ups your IQ.
What's it mainly for, though?
Well, it's prescribed on label for narcolepsy. So if you work like a third shift and you're falling asleep.
Yeah, night shift or whatever.
Night shift, but they gave it to the military. You know, they started giving it out in 1958. That's how long it's been out.
Okay, all right.
And from 1958 to today, no one has ever overdosed. It's impossible to overdose.
Okay.
The worst thing you're going to get is a really bad headache. So we're to the point where you don't even want to take it anymore.
I did read that on the back of the bottle. It was a headache.
So it's prescribed for narcolepsy, and it was like that for a long time. You know, all the way up until about 2004, and they found off-label uses for it. You know, depression, ADHD.
Now, is it a stimulant?
No,
it's not. Okay.
So
you don't have that caffeine in it with the jitters or any of those bad side effects like that?
There's none of that. So it's not a stimulant. It's not like taking, like 10 cups of coffee.
Because I never personally, when I take it, I don't personally get those feelings either. So I honestly always thought it was a stimulant because it kept me up, but I never had that after.
Yeah, it's not like that shaky type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you take it, what does it do to you?
A lot more focused. I'd say it's like, because I've had ADHD as a kid.
You did have ADHD?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on pretty heavily prescribed, but when I take it, I get a lot more shit done during the day. That's for sure.
Yeah, I found that you can multitask.
Focus a lot better.
Yeah, you can focus. You can comprehend things a lot better. The euphoria it's not like a crazy euphoria, but it's just, you know what, if you have problems in your life, it kind of, you look at them differently. You know, it puts you in a better mood.
Yeah.
You know, that's proven. We'll put it up there on the screen. And the biggest thing is that since 1958, there's been no addiction issues.
That's pretty impressive, especially for a pill, because, I'm against all of that. So me taking it says something. Yeah,
I mean, it's a pretty amazing drug because when you take it, it doesn't show up in your urine, which is nuts. I mean, even scientists can't figure it out how it doesn't. It's a bunch of receptors and very complicated things. It does release serotonin, but naturally. So when you stop it, there's no withdrawal.
So that serotonin is like the happy feeling or the euphoria that you've been talking about? Okay.
Yeah. So when serotonin is released, that's like somebody that might be on heroin, right? They're taking heroin. The serotonin comes out like crazy, the dopamine, all that other stuff. When you take Modafinil, brand name Provigil, there's an S1 and S2 receptor in your brain. It's pretty complicated. But somehow, and scientists don't even know how they do it till today, it hits them just right, and it naturally makes your body produce more without it depleting anything.
So it could almost help you get off of those drugs, technically. Or it could. I don't.
Well, no, it's been proven. 100%
really?
proven.
All right.
To help with alcohol addiction, cocaine addiction, heroin addiction, opiate addiction, because it gives you that serotonin, but naturally. So it helps with the withdrawal. And then somebody that, is having trouble maybe getting off opiates or alcohol or especially cocaine or methamphetamine, it's really, in my opinion, and from what I've read, and the literature's right there, it's really good for that.
So, I mean, I've only been taking it since probably the middle of July. How long have you been taking it personally?
I've taken it for 17 years.
Wow. Okay.
Straight.
All right. Yeah.
Straight. and there's been times when I've had to stop for a year or 2 years, and you can stop. And of course, life is.
Can you tell those are the down parts of your life whenever you don't take it? Gauging back for that long since you've been taking it for.
Physically, there's no withdrawal. Yeah,
okay.
So you're not like shaky or like craving it.
Yeah, trying to get back to it.
Yeah. It's just, you're just not as sharp. So there's no physical addiction. It's not really even a mental addiction.
Do you think it's more of a positive or a negative impact on your life since you've been taking
positive.
it? Positive. Okay.
I mean, because you can do you're 10 steps.
Do you have
ahead.
a little bit of a elaborate on?
Yeah. So when you take it, and I would recommend always to take caffeine with it.
Okay.
The recommended dose is like 200 milligrams. And if anybody wants it, they should go talk to a doctor and get it prescribed.
All right.
And I'll get into that whole situation later, how it turned into what it did. But 200 milligrams is the average dose of it. And you hit it with the caffeine. And about a half an hour later, you'll feel a euphoria where like everything is just nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to be, if you read something or you got 20 things you're doing at once, you can comprehend all 20, get them done. You're motivated to do it. If you're depressed,
I take it in the morning time before I'm about to take stocks.
Yeah, you want to do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And now when you read the stocks, do you feel different? Like can you comprehend it maybe a little bit better?
I feel like what I'm reading and the things that I'm about to play, I have a better edge a little bit.
It kind of puts you 10 steps. In other words, the biggest thing that I found was that if you're with somebody that, say, is this big business guy, right? And you walk in there. Now, he's got some big-ass company. Now, normally you might be a little bit intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're on this, you're already predicting what he's going to do. You start walking. It's really fucking crazy. You start watching body language, eye movement. I mean, it's just really insane what it does. You take it in the morning. It lasts about 6 hours straight.
Okay, that's a decent amount. That gets you through the workday.
Yeah, and you could take like another piece. It won't fuck up your sleep. I mean, I wouldn't recommend taking it after 8 o'clock, not because of jitters or anything like that, just because it will keep you up. I mean, you can't take it at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I would say the cutoff would be like 4, 5 o'clock.
4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know what you mean when you say the extra edge. I was doing a little bit of research when you wanted to talk about this, and apparently there was a gold medalist or whatever that was disqualified after taking it, and she apparently said she had narcolepsy, but they disqualified her gold. This is way back when, because she had that in her, because she was taking the Modafinil.
Yeah.
And she won. She got gold.
Yeah. And see, it wasn't always like that. But what happened is that in 2004, it wasn't even scheduled.
Okay.
So
it's scheduled as...
Well, Schedule 1 is like heroin. Schedule 2 is cocaine.
Right.
3 is steroids, some other shit. 4 or 5 is like Xanax and Valium and whatever.
Okay.
And what happened was they found that this Provigil, brand name, again, you need it prescribed. You can't just, you can't just go get it, What they found is that this drug worked for ADHD, antidepressant, social anxiety, lack of motivation.
That's probably why they give it to the troops.
Cocaine addiction. Oh, yeah. No, they give it to the whole fucking armies on them. I mean, the goddamn military's on it left and right.
Okay.
Well, for Christ's sake, Wall Street's on it.
Yeah, that's what I've read a lot about. That's where it goes.
So Wall Street went from cocaine to Modafinil / Provigil.
Okay.
And they found that these Wall Street guys, I've talked to them, you've talked to them, you deal with it, that the Provigil is even better, the Modafinil, because they're not addicted to it.
Yeah.
There's no crash. You take a little bit more.
You're not doing cocaine all day long either.
Yeah, you're not all fucking whacked. You're not doing illegal shit. So Wall Street has shifted, and you can Google it. I mean, they've shifted to fucking Modafinil.
Wow, that's.
But what happened is that the drug companies such as like Pfizer, Bayer, Lilly, they were, and all the other ones, they're making Adderall, Ritalin,
The actual medicines for that, yeah.
Prozac. So the way you have to look at it is like this. So Bayer pays who makes who the hell makes Prozac? I think it's Bayer.
But I don't know that much about
whatever company makes Prozac and Wellbutrin and all that shit.
Okay.
They paid, billions
of dollars
for that patent. Okay, well now here's a drug, Provigil Modafinil, with no addiction properties at all.
Yeah.
None. It works way better with less side effects for depression, ADHD, all that shit.
And most of those things, they would give you a pill for the ADHD, a pill for the depression, a pill for this, a pill for that. So now you cut it in one, they ain't too happy.
So right. So now what the pharmaceutical companies do is they come out with, say, Prozac, okay? Now, if you're a guy and you take Prozac, you're going to have trouble hitting your lady off.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
It gives you a limp dick.
Yep.
Okay? So now, I think it's Pfizer who makes Prozac.
Okay.
So now Pfizer owns Prozac. I could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's all
they all own each other.
It could be Lilly, whatever. Bayer has Levitra. Pfizer has Viagra. Lilly has Cialis. So one of those three makes it. So now they make the Prozac, right? Now you're a guy and you got a limp dick. So now you have to go get Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra to fuck a girl, right? So now they make money off of that.
It's multiple pills per month.
Right.
Yeah, now you're a customer.
Now there's side effects to everything else, with the Prozac, this, that, the other. So before you know it, you're on 4 different medications for one problem, where you could be on this, and this fixes it all.
I guarantee it's a lot cheaper too, probably.
Well, in 2004, you could get, I think it was 30 pills, was like $85. If you go now to get the brand name Provigil, it's around $1,200 for 30 pills. And they scheduled it. They scheduled the motherfucker.
So you need a prescription only. Yeah.
You need a prescription, and not only did they make it prescription, they scheduled it. Now, when they schedule something, it has to have, like when they schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5.
Mm-hmm.
When they schedule something, 1, 2 have to have no medical benefits. Like like marijuana, federally it's still a 1.
Okay.
Weed is still a 1 federally.
Yeah,
now,
on the federal level, it's still illegal. Yeah.
Right. So now, but it does help medically. So it's insane that it's a fucking 1.
State level and federal, it's all bullshit.
It's crazy. So I think they scheduled Modafinil as like a 4 or 3.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be scheduled because nobody's ever overdosed. You can't get addicted. It's been proven.
Same thing with weed. No one's ever died from it.
Yeah. but yet they have it as a 1.
Yeah, a 1.
I mean, listen.
You got people doing years.
Listen, they got weed equivalent to heroin.
I know.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
But again, it comes down to
the money.
The money.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now they're starting to make money off the taxes of weed, which is why they're not making it legal.
Right.
It's all the money. Follow
so now
money.
you're on Lexapro, you're on Prozac, Wellbutrin, whatever it is. There's always a side effect to those things. So now, just Prozac for example, you're a guy, you have a limp dick. Now you have to go get Viagra, Cialis, Levitra.
Yep.
Okay, now you're going to go spend $20, $25, maybe even $50 a pill, okay, because you have to contradict that.
Yeah.
Now, when you want to get off the Prozac, there's even more side effects.
You got to take a pill to get off those side effects of that. So
now
pill.
these companies make a shit ton because, one thing leads to another thing. Before you got a fucking case of pills like you're 98 years old with fucking cancer. You know what I mean? When there's this one pill that does all this, and it's proven, and they fucking hate it.
Yep.
And like I said, I've been taking it, 17, 18 years. I've never had one day of withdrawal from it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you don't feel as good, and you're not as quick.
Now, do you have like a real so when I would take my ADHD medicine all throughout middle school, elementary school, high school, I stopped taking it when I went to college. When I wouldn't take it, I would feel really bad.
No,
really,
see,
I was done for the day. I was sitting inside from not taking my
like a calm down.
Yeah, I couldn't eat the whole day, just laying in bed. You feel out of it, very out of it.
Well, What were you taking? Adderall?
I was taking Vyvanse. I was taking a 70 milligram Vyvanse.
Vyvanse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, Vyvanse, Adderall, Ritalin,
yeah.
they're all in the same class.
Yeah.
With Modafinil, there's no calm down. I mean, well, you've taken it.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel a calm down?
No, I mean, I really don't, to be honest with you. But I don't take it strictly every single day.
Yeah, I take it every
yeah.
day. You know, I mean, you can.
I take it usually Monday through Friday, and that's because of work.
Yeah.
It gets me a lot more. I mean, I'm a late guy, so like I already do have that sleep problem. Staying up late at night, it gets me more focused during the day. You know what I mean? So it fits pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there's no like drop off like that.
I don't feel it on Saturdays or Sundays. I mean, today's Sunday, so.
And you've taken it all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're not like craving it.
No.
Yeah, it's not like that, and the drug companies hate it. It's really fucked up, you know. And on top of that, you know, you're in a better mood, you're more motivated. You know?
Yeah, I get a lot more shit done during the week. That's for sure.
And the biggest thing that I found with it is that the like social anxiety. If you're going into a situation where, like I said, you're going to have a meeting with a heavy hitter,
mm-hmm.
you know, to close a deal. Without it, you go in, you're kind of like, shit, you know, this guy's above me. I better be good, this, that. You know, you're studying. You take the Modafinil. You have no social anxiety. You have the confidence. You can read and prepare, and you can just watch what this motherfucker's going to say. And you can tell by the way, it's really odd. You can tell by the way he's moving.
So ahead of time.
Yeah, like you're kind of you're like 10 steps ahead of the game. It's
that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. There's a reason probably why it's called the Limitless drug.
I mean, you're sitting watching the stock market, and
yeah, I feel like I have a little bit of an edge when I'm looking at things.
Yeah, and
because it'll go up, and I'll be like, nah, I think it's gonna go down, even though it's going up, and it, most of the time will go down, or if I'm going the other way, up.
But
weird.
You'll be able to, on this, you'll be able to multitask and comprehend it, and be ahead of the game.
Yeah,
you know,
how this is working with this one to that one,
Yeah.
and then kind of put it all together.
Yeah. So I mean, and everybody says, you know, is it like the Limitless pill? I mean,
no, it's not like that.
There's nothing like the Limitless pill, but is it the closest thing? Yeah,
probably
I mean,
could be. Yeah.
And up here, you know, and a lot of people, another thing that it does is, you know, if you have like a crazy appetite and you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, you could take that. You could take the Modafinil, have the edge that it gives you, but it also kills your appetite too, without the side effects of like the Adderall, the Vyvanse, the Ritalin.
Yeah.
You know, it I mean, did you notice that?
I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't eat as much.
You're not as hungry.
No.
Yeah.
I've lost weight from it.
You know, and up here, you know, no addiction issues. Common knowledge states that it's impossible to become addictive to Modafinil. I mean, this isn't like me typing this shit up. This is on NCBI, you know.
The actual.
You can't. And, you know, a guy, you know, they say it's the real life Limitless, but I mean, it's really not. But ultimately, you only want to take the Limitless pill for one reason. If you want to make more money, whether it be online in your sales position, then Modafinil can help you do that. You know, when I had an engineering firm, I had everybody on it. I got all my guys on now with the YouTube and the podcast. I mean, everybody I run into, you know. And now I tell them.
Now, do you think they work better now?
Fuck yeah. It's fucking night and day. I fucking text them, hey, did you take it? You know, prescribed.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to recommend not to get prescribed anything. Just, you know, Mark Agressi. He's really a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Really a good therapist. I think everybody should go to therapy. I mean, I'm Italian, but I really think.
Yeah. Feels good to let it out.
But not like a goofball. You know, not like a goofball. Like, hey, Brandon.
How does it make you feel?
How was your day? Oh, you're smoking weed? That's not good. Oh, you're fucking too much? That's not good. You know, Aggressi's like, so who'd you fuck this week? He's a cool dude. He's really a cool dude. But the biggest thing I think that people don't understand is that it's not a stimulant. You know, people.
That's huge too, because a lot of people do not like stimulants. As much as that's usually the kicker for most things is a stimulant.
So they make Provigil, which is the brand name.
Mm-hmm.
Then Modafinil is the generic. But the best one is made by Sun Pharma. It's called Moda Alert.
Moda Alert. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the one you've been taking that you got prescribed. That is the highest quality one. It's actually made in India.
Okay.
They're building a plant here.
Really? In America?
Pharma,
okay.
Yeah. But I mean, depending on what happens with the election, these crazy prices are going to go down.
Let's hope they do go down. Drug prices are out through the roof right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of worrisome, but,
It's going to be a crazy next 2 months. We'll say that.
Well, when they have the debate in a week?
I think so, if it's even going to be in a debate.
You think he'll show up? I don't want to get political.
I'm not going to say too much on that.
Yeah, I know. It can fuck the whole podcast.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think he'll show up?
I think he will, yeah. It'll be very on a prompt written for everything. That's it.
You think so?
Yeah, it'll be bad.
Yeah.
It'll be very much more comedy than I'd say a debate.
I mean, you see, and right here, I'll put this up. It's not a stimulant, little to no side effects.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I can tell you is that, the average dose is, 200-300 milligrams. And the reason why I think nobody's ever overdosed is because if you go over that, if you go over the 400 milligram mark, you'll have such a bad fucking headache that you don't even want it anymore. I mean, the headache's so bad.
You just keep
like,
you away.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a big reason, that it's just crazy. But there's a lot of people that are addicted to fucking cocaine and shit. And they put them in rehab.
It's higher now than it is in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to see.
But NCBI, which is the biggest, they're like kind of like a Mayo Clinic, right? So like a third party. They're not paid off by the government or whatever the fuck, And they did a huge placebo study of those who were fully addicted to cocaine.
And then just giving them that?
And they gave them that. I think they had, I want to say 5,000 people that did it. And
wow,
half of them were on placebo and half of them were on the Modafinil. And like 80% got off the cocaine and went to the Modafinil with no side effects. I mean,
that's awesome though. That's great.
And alcohol too, same thing. And
I'm not much of a drinker, but
a
lot of people are alcoholics. So
and methamphetamine,
which is heroin and crack.
Methamphetamine is like the speed.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a great drug, but they screw you with the prices. But that's just the pharmaceutical company doing that. But
now is it always that price across the board like that? Pretty much.
Yeah, you can get like a deal with like GoodRx or a Health Warehouse here and there. But I would highly recommend getting the prescription, and I probably shouldn't say this, but send it to Canada or India and get the Moto Alert.
Okay.
That's the highest quality. Sun Pharma Moto Alert. That's the best one.
Okay. Sun Pharma.
And but make sure you get a prescription and everything. Like you did, I did. But it's night and day. But
I'd say I feel a difference.
But you gotta take caffeine with it.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I drink coffee every morning, so kind of.
Yeah, you kind of take it together. They kind of work hand in hand.
All right.
Because the Modafinil Provigil isn't like a stimulant like that, right?
Yeah.
It affects your brain, aka beta antagonist in your brain. The caffeine is also a nootropic, okay, and Modafinil is a nootropic, so they kind of work together.
All right.
And believe it or not, nicotine's a nootropic too. Yeah. You can ask Dave Asprey. And one day maybe he'll be on. So, I mean, they work hand in hand.
Okay.
Probably good with your medical marijuana.
I haven't had any side effects so far. So
now, when you smoke the medical marijuana during the day, it doesn't make you tired at all.
No.
Because you're doing the sativa one.
Yeah, I've been smoking all day.
And it doesn't do anything?
No, nothing at all.
Really?
Yeah. Smoked a bowl before I came here.
Of sativa? Yeah.
Super Sober Haze. I told you it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I actually had it in store, so I went and bought a bunch of them.
Now, when you take the Modafinil or the Provigil with the marijuana, do you think it downs it?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest, to put together. I just feel like a energetic stoner. I'll say that. A focused stoner that doesn't get lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best way I'd probably put it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean that's really what happened since 2004. They gave it to the military. They gave it to, guys that are doing like long flights.
Okay.
Airplane
Yeah.
pilots. All the Navy SEALs are on it. All that shit. And it's really a great chemical. It's just they realize that all the benefits from it, and the drug companies that are paying the billions and billions of dollars just fucking hate it.
Let's hope with this video, this gets to a decent amount of people and can teach them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things that you're only ever told is what the pharmaceutical companies want you to know. Which, when you look at it, they want you to be a customer. Why would they want you to get off something if they can keep you coming back to buy more? Which a lot of people, I feel like, don't know, which this could help.
Right, and it's that they want to get you on one thing that then leads to another thing to contradict that side effect. And that,
Yep.
And, they hate the fact that this thing, I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, 17 years I've been fucking with it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it with employees, coworkers, everything, and what it does. It just changes the game. I mean, you hit $300,000 on Tesla.
I feel like I could probably give some of that credit to Modafinil too, because I started taking it in July.
Okay.
So, and I made all my money in August. That's like 2 weeks of taking it, middle of August or middle of July.
Yeah, without the shakiness and stimulus effect, it just puts you above somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I found.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never stop taking it.
Yeah.
I get my blood tested all the time. No side. 17 years, Brandon.
That's a long time to take something too.
Straight.
So, yeah.
Straight. I mean, I've had my moments where I was unable to.
Yeah.
For other reasons we'll talk about later.
We'll get into that in another video.
Yeah. But as long as I've been able to, straight. And then when I couldn't, I just completely stopped it, and no problem at all.
Yeah, you didn't have a bad come down, nothing. Which is that's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best probably part of the drug, is not having to want to keep taking it if you just want to stop.
Yeah.
Because that's how they grab you. Pills, once you start taking it, you can't get off them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, it's really amazing to me how much power these pharmaceutical companies have.
It's money talks.
Yeah.
Money talks. Big time.
I mean, you got to think, in 2004, you could get 200 milligram brand name for about $85. 2009, 2010, the pharmaceutical companies started to realize what the fuck it did.
Well, you see insulin too.
Yeah.
It's all they've raised.
And insulin spiked?
Yeah, they're crazy high.
What happened with that?
Well, it's just how much it spiked, how the price of it the last 15 years, 20 years. It's insanely expensive. It used to be, it's like the same shot has always stayed the same, like an EpiPen shot or whatever. And it's just through the roof with how much it costs now from what it used to cost, and nothing's changed in it. It's not like an evolving technology. It's, you need insulin when you have an allergic reaction, boom, put it in you, you're good to go. But they just keep raising the price.
Yeah, my friend has a daughter. She's type 1 diabetic, the real bad one. Where
and you have to have it. You have to have it.
Yeah, and his wife.
And you're at their whims because you can't say no, because if you say no, you'll die.
Yeah.
So it's a fucked up game.
Yeah, his wife is, he's my accountant. Brian Pybus and Company, 824 U.S. Highway 1, North Palm Beach. Nah, he's really good. He's really a good accountant. But unfortunately, his daughter has, I think, type 1 or whatever the real bad one is, where she has to have she has like a thing on her.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his wife has such a hard time getting she's got to go on the forums to get the shit that's needed, for her daughter.
It's not easily accessible, yeah.
It's
they make
fucking
it
crazy.
It's a fucked up game.
And like we were talking about, like with this, Pfizer and these other companies, they want to give you the Prozac and the Lexapro and the Wellbutrin. And, if you're a guy, I know that it fucks with your dick. And Pfizer, they got an extension on the Viagra. So they had like a 10-year patent where there's no generic. Then they got a 5-year extension. They paid out the ass. Now, remember, these all work together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cialis is still under patent, so there's no generic.
Yeah, they have a certain patent for a certain amount of years, right?
Yeah. Now, Pfizer paid another 5 years to have another 5 years of brand name only. Cialis, who's made by Lilly, is still under patent, and so is Levitra, who's made by Bayer.
Okay.
But now Pfizer's patent ran out, 10 years and then another 5 years, and they paid out the ass. So now what they did was is they made an umbrella company, right? So I go to you and I say, Brandon, so I'm Pfizer. Brandon, I want you to open up an LLC, and you're going to make the generic of Viagra, sildenafil. Okay, so now Pfizer really owns the generic. So when you go through the drive-thru,
so you don't have any. You're paying either way to either both
right?
of them.
So now if you go get the 50 milligram, hopefully you don't ever need the 100 milligram, but if you get the 50 milligram Viagra generic,
I'm hoping I don't need any of them.
you're still paying $30 a pill.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you want the brand name, you're going to pay $50, but it's an umbrella company, just like eBay and PayPal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just such a fucked up thing. And you know, again, this Provigil and Modafinil is like your medical marijuana for me. You know, because I was able to, you know, accomplish a lot of shit through like bad times, shit times, depression times, and everything else. And I'm telling you, you really are 10 steps ahead of everybody else. I mean, you can just look at somebody and read their body language. Now, is it the Limitless? You know, you always get asked, it's fucking
nothing's
close.
going to be that Limitless pill yet. But
this is as close as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So you go to your doctor or you go to a therapist, you know, and, you know, ask them for it. You know, get a prescription and get the motor alert, and that's the way to go.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I think. You know.
Is there anything you want to say to the viewers before we close up here?
No, I mean, I just think that you know, for addiction, ADHD, depression, social anxiety, multitasking, motivation.
I'm going to agree with you. I mean, I've taken it, so I'm a first-hand recipient.
Yeah.
To give a little bit of insight on it.
Yeah, if you need a little boost, you know, to get motivated, you know, content with life, I mean, I highly recommend it. I mean, get it prescribed. Don't do it the dirty way.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'd highly recommend it. So, you know, because everybody knows who you are now. How's the stocks going? What would you recommend right now? What's good to buy at the moment?
What would I recommend right now?
Well, Apple's going to be coming out with the iPhone pretty soon.
I'd say, I'm not even saying Apple. I would say more of a, with everything starting to open up more and more, airlines, cruise lines, all of that, I could see them starting to go up soon.
Because Florida just opened everything up.
Yep, and we're down here in West Palm Beach, so I'd say that. Like, it's slowly going to open up. And the second it opens up, people are going to have flights booked, vacations booked, cruises booked. I could see that going up.
Yeah, because the stock video took off, you know.
Yeah.
That went nuts in a week.
Did not think that. Yeah, I did not expect that at all.
So you would recommend flight stock? What do you think about Boeing?
Boeing's just there. I mean, I have a bunch of Boeing just sitting there. But I bought it when it shot down pretty low. I got it at like 129. But Boeing's just a long-term portfolio, to be honest with you. I mean, it's still at a cheap stock now. It's still in the, I think, 160s, 170s last time I checked it. But, I mean, it was before the crash. It was a $350 stock before that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you when I got you back in. Now, I hear Trump when he's doing his things. Why did they crash? They went down like crazy, right?
What did?
Boeing.
Yeah, they've been down bad since the whole coronavirus.
Oh, that's what killed them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, and the bad 747 or 757 with the what was it? The mechanics in it. It wasn't reaching something down below. Like, something was messing up with how you fly in a plane in or whatever. Something was, which made the stock go down.
Now, would you recommend buying it now? Do you think it's going to go back up?
I mean, I still think it's cheap, but I think you can get better and more money in cruise lines and shit like that. For a cheaper price, yeah.
Cruise lines after all that epidemic shit that happened?
Just for long term, yeah. I mean, because cruise lines are not going away.
So you mean like you buy it now and
don't
expect to?
I'm not saying
jackpot,
I'm not saying you're going to be making money, but I'm saying I think things could start looking up in the next coming months.
So more so, sure. What, like in the last, we did that about a month ago. You know, to be my guy. So in the last, say, month, what have you gotten into as far as stocks? Because I get emails like, what's the next thing?
I got in on Beyond Meat when they opened up with Starbucks, and they shot up a decent amount.
What is it?
Yeah, they started selling
Beyond Meat?
Beyond Meat. That's like the fake plant-based meat now. They're starting to get in like Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, more grocery stores, all of that, that's going to be the rival to regular meat, because we're now running into like a meat shortage of a thing. So it's like, how do you get the flavor of the meat, still tastes like meat, but it's not meat?
But is that processed?
I don't really know what it is, but it's like technically plant based.
I had a guy
made
in
from
here,
a plant.
and he's come back in, and they're doing something where they like feed these cows and these animals like specific grass, specific this, that, and it's
Those
like
are the expensive ones, like grass-fed beef.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
I mean it's like all like clean and no like pesticides, none of that shit. Because that pesticide shit's crazy.
That's what fucks you up.
I think that's what's giving everybody cancer.
Yeah, and that's why. Who do you go to after that? You go to pharmaceutical companies after that.
Yeah.
Why do you not have a cure? Well, why would we cure you? We can have you be in a deathbed for the rest of your life.
That's what I say. You can get to Mars, but you can't figure out fucking cancer.
Exactly. It's
you know
bullshit.
they can figure it.
Yeah.
You can clone a cow, but you can't figure out how to get rid of fucking cancer.
Yep. It's bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk sends a rocket to the moon. The fucking thing comes back, lands, and it's reusable.
Yeah.
Right?
And you can use it again.
And you can use it again.
But you can't cure the tumor? Yeah.
But he's coming out with what was it called? Is that an IPO yet?
They didn't what?
The chip in the brain.
No, Neuralink.
Neuralink.
No, Neuralink isn't yet.
But it will though, right?
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. To be honest with you, I don't want no chip in my brain. As much as I love Tesla and all that, I don't want a chip in my brain.
Yeah, but everybody else, if it makes you better, why wouldn't you want it?
I don't want it, because just as easy as you can make you better, just as easy you can be like, boop. You don't want to listen to me, Tommy? Boom, put a button on you. Your brain's fucked up now. You're sitting there doing a robot. You know what I mean? He's controlling every. That's what I think. I think of Terminator. I'm a sci-fi guy, so I think of the worst.
See, now I think the first way it's going to come out is medically, because he's got that Neuralink shit. If you got
I think it'll be
Parkinson's, they could put the chip in, and it wires to the part of your brain that's fucked up with the Parkinson, and can correct it, which is really crazy.
That's you're starting
to
get to
Elon Musk,
never dying.
Yeah.
Type.
But I mean, that chip can fix that though. It can correct that.
Yeah, I've read into it. Yeah.
And then I think later on it will come into where basically you're as fast as a computer.
Yeah.
But you have to keep up with AI. Artificial intelligence is, everything in life evolves. So you got cavemen, this, that, monkeys, whatever the fuck.
You lose an arm and you turn into cyborg.
Okay, so now we're here now. So we're at the top. But we're going to evolve again.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it looks like AI. So,
yeah,
I mean,
fused. I don't know.
You may say in 2000.
I try not to think about. I hope I'm dead before all that.
How
shit
old are you?
happens. 26.
No way. So within the next 20 years,
yeah,
I think you might change your mind about that fucking shit.
I know. Yeah, I would.
Right now, maybe you don't want that in your head, but and this kind of relates to Modafinil, because Modafinil and the Provigil is kind of like a pill chip, but not quite, like that.
Yeah,
but
it
is similar, where you can keep up with.
But I could not take the pill for one day and be good. I can't take the chip out.
That's
the scary part about everything.
Well, I think when
you go first and you tell me how it is.
I'll go. I trust him. If this fucking guy can get a rocket to the moon, get it back, and reuse it, I trust him. He can drill into my head. Fuck it. As long as I don't lose any hair.
As long as you're good.
As long as I don't lose any fucking
all right.
hair. So, what other stocks would you recommend right now?
ETFs, you can never go wrong in ETFs.
And what's that?
ETF is fuck, you get me in a ETF is a fuck. I don't even know the name. I don't even know what they're called, dude, to be honest with you.
Guy makes $300,000 a month. You don't know what an ETF is.
No, like ETFs are like SPY, Vanguard, all of that. I don't know that. I'm trying to think of the actual what ETF stands for. Fuck, I'm having a brain fart right now.
Well, while you're thinking about it, it's funny you mentioned Vanguard. So there was a case. It was called Operation Raw Deal. Mm-hmm. We have a video up on it, and I got 3 more to come up. And the guy who did it, he had a Vanguard. He was making steroids. Started with capsules, went to tablets, and he got indicted. And it was called Operation Raw Deal. And he had 2 or 3 Vanguard mass tablet press machines. It did 10,000 an hour. It scanned the pill, so you could take for steroid people, or just to make it simple, like a Advil. You could take an Advil, and this fucking machine would scan the Advil, exact diameter, length, the stamp, everything, and it would tell you what dye to put in. And you would put like the ibuprofen in with the color, and then the black to stamp the Advil on it and the back. And this fucking thing would pump out 10,000 an hour, identical.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a interview with his best friend.
Okay.
He's in jail now for analogs. He's selling analogs. Fucking.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't. Okay. Well, an analog is so there's like, for instance, there's Xanax, right, or OxyContin. So an analog, they move one molecule to the left. So now it's not OxyContin anymore. They call it an analog. So they move a molecule or two, and now it's whatever they call it. Okay, like U477 or some shit.
Yeah.
So now it has the same effect as the OxyContin or the Xanax or the Valium, but it doesn't show up in the urine or the blood. It's really nuts. The problem with it, and the reason why he's in so much shit, is because when you take Xanax, for an example, the half-life might be 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever it may be. I don't know exactly what, so I could be wrong. So it's in and out of your body. So then if you take another one, it's okay because your body's already gotten rid of it. With these analogs, when they move the molecule, what happens is you don't feel the effect anymore, but it's still active in your body.
Oh, shit.
So now what happens is you may take, maybe you're on like a bar of Xanax a day. Okay, now you take this analog, and it wears off, you take it again. But it's still, the analog is still active in your body, so it's real easy to overdose. It's real dangerous shit. And what happened with him was, at the time, there was no analog law. And then, like, they started doing it, he wasn't aware of it, and he got 19 years for it.
Whew. That's a long time.
Yeah.
More than half my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
In prison.
Just stick to the Provigil and the marijuana.
I'm just sticking for the high ground.
Yeah. Yeah. So what other stocks would you recommend?
I don't really have any more for right now, to be honest with you. I've just been kind of sitting.
Just sitting and waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, chilling and sitting on, waiting on what I want to play.
Do you think the market will go back up again?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends.
Yeah, I think it'll bounce back. It depends. The election will determine a lot of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's
scary.
I think don't you think this is the biggest probably election in history right now?
I think it's bigger than, yeah. I think it's just as big as Clinton.
Really?
Yeah. The Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump one.
I think this is way bigger. Way bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's way bigger and it's a landslide, but
That's
why I got a bunch of guns. I picked up on just in case. So I'm protecting. I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. So I mean, to recap, is Modafinil the Limitless drug? No. Is it the closest thing? Yeah. Will it help you get off cocaine? Yes. Will it help you get off alcohol? Yes. I've seen it with my own eyes. Will it make you more productive in life? Yes. Will you have a better relationship with your lady or your friends? Yes. Will you be 10 steps ahead of everybody? Yes. Will you not have social anxiety? Yes. Will it cure depression without side effects? Yes. Will it cure ADHD without side effects? Yes. And so on and so forth. So I highly recommend that anybody watching this looks it up.
Yeah, I hope this is enough information for people to really look into it.
It's a great chemical. And again, nobody's ever gotten addicted. They can't find one person that's gotten addicted. Nobody's ever overdosed.
Yeah.
Ever. And, I highly recommend you go to a therapist and get it. And maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But I haven't found too many people that it's not for.
Yeah. No, not
and
a lot
it
of
is
complaints.
true. If Wall Street went from cocaine to Modafinil.
To that, yeah. I mean, that's the first thing that popped up when I went to research a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Was Wall Street and Modafinil.
Yeah. So the medical marijuana is still working good for you?
Yeah, still working great on my back.
Yeah. You're lifting again, right?
Not yet.
I thought you were lifting again.
No, I'll start lifting in probably a week or so.
Do you think you could if you wanted to right now?
I'll probably do like 25 pounds in each hand, if anything. Very minimal body weight.
But prior to that, you couldn't do shit.
No.
Yeah, that's great. Now, I'm asking you questions that were asked, in between.
Okay, in the previous.
Yeah. how long did it take? So, like, you had your back injury, you went to the medical marijuana. How long did it take until you noticed the effects where...
You feel the effects right away.
Oh, but I mean where you could really move around, stand all day, cutting hair.
Yeah, right away.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, that's how weed is. Like, when you
Instant.
smoke it, yeah, you can feel it.
Sativa during the day.
Indica at night.
Indica at night.
Yeah.
And how much would you say you do? What do you do? What's your favorite thing to do? You like the actual bowl. You like the actual...
I like smoking out of bongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your favorite strain? What's your favorite...
Super Silver Haze is my favorite strain.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Is that sativa?
Sativa, yeah.
Okay. And what's your favorite indica?
I'd say Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Yeah, it was a pretty wild strain.
Do they make that in a vape?
I know they do for Super Silver Haze. I haven't seen... The Doctor Who was a new strain that I never tried. I got it at MedMen down here in West Palm, and it was wild. It was a really good strain.
And the other question that we got asked was, how does the sativa make you feel? I know how indica makes you feel, but how does the sativa make you feel from...
More energetic.
You actually have energy from it?
I'd say, well, it's not going to... Well, like an indica, you instantly feel the downing effects of it, while a sativa will not give you that really effect.
What about a lot of people are worried about the paranoid... You know, they've read
like
bullshit.
Paranoia?
Yeah, paranoia from the
feel like
sativa.
that goes
Is
in
that
with
bullshit?
your own mindset.
Really?
So, like, it's like when you're in high school and you're trying to hide from your parents and you have that paranoia of, oh, do I smell like weed? Do I smell like weed? That's that paranoia of you own thinking it. You know what I mean? But if you get past that, then I feel like more the paranoia is in your own head.
So it's in your head.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have to realize that you're not paranoid.
Yeah, yeah.
So the sativa is giving you the energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't say energy like that, but I mean, it's not going to...
It kills the pain and kind of motivates you.
I wouldn't say it kills the pain without bringing me down.
And when you take the Provigil and the Modafinil with the sativa...
We'll have to get back, because now I'm going to have to really, like, focus on that. I'm not really focused on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really smoke a lot of weed during the day anyway. I usually do in the morning time and then at nighttime type thing. So
you'll do it once in the morning and then once at night?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
Yeah, I'll smoke more when I'm done working for the day.
Yeah, dude, I think it'd be interesting. You know, take notice how the Provigil / Modafinil works
together
with the sativa.
Okay.
And then, you know,
indica
so
as well.
forth. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I've been on it a long time.
Yeah.
I've gotten blood tests. My liver isn't fucked up. There's nothing fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a good thing with little to no side effects. I mean, you've taken it.
Yeah.
And shit, the motherfucker made $300,000
off Tesla.
Off the Tesla, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll have you back in. We'll do some more. And thank you for coming in, Brandon.
Thanks for having me, boss.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Take care, man.
All right.